So she actually put a bit of pressure on you, right?
She actually does a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you recording now, babe? Yeah, I'm recording.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Ways, I don't think a game should cater to, dad gamers or people who don't have the time to be able to invest, because I think that's going to kill the game faster.
They will have the time. Exactly.
We will force them to grind for us.
Child
You
labor.
gotta go do daddy's raid now. That's your homework for today.
Such an honor,
Both are
really.
legends.
Thank you so much.
You are
Such a
legends.
privilege.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of my podcast in white. Today I have not only one but two really special guests I'm super happy to talk to. The first one is a known guest on my channel, an awesome content creator who I have talked to in an episode before. Half man, half muscle, here is Shjelde.
Thanks, and hi guys, how you all doing?
Perfect. And my second guest today is someone I'm just as excited to have on the podcast. He produces fantastic videos and news about Blizzard's lawsuits against private servers, as well as content for Project Epoch, WoW, Ascension, and so much more. For the first time on my podcast, Cajato.
Oh, thanks, man. That's some intro. You didn't really mention the muscles, though, but I think that you get a pass anyway. Yeah, no one can be measured against him.
All right, really happy to have both of you with me here today. The reason we are talking as three is there is something which connects all three of us. We are all dads and World of Warcraft players, and that's why today's topic is about the challenges, but maybe also the happy moments that comes with being a gaming dad and also a YouTube creator. So really happy to have you here. Cajato, I think I will butcher this up many times now. For the people who haven't seen your channel yet, who are you and what do you actually make?
Yeah, man. I just started out like a year ago when I researched a lot of the private service stuff, and I stumbled upon Project Epoch that I thought was looking really promising and really exciting. By a pure chance, I recorded the Q&A that the founder or team lead had during that time, and I posted that video. And it got over 15-20k viewers for a week, and I just thought that I would capture that moment and try to do more stuff. Basically, I still don't see myself as a content creator. To me, it's quite surreal still, but I've just been trying to do more stuff ever since then, basically.
Yeah, I would say you're a content creator. I mean, your stuff is amazing.
That's very kind, thanks.
All right, thank you for your introduction. Shjelde, you were already here on the podcast. People might know you, but not everyone. Could you also give a quick introduction to yourself, please?
Yeah, well, I've made content for a couple of years now. Started with Classic, when Classic released. First videos, I mentioned this in the previous podcast as well, and made the guides video. They popped off and got a lot of views, and that's actually what started my content creation journey, I think. And yeah, I've been making content about Classic Plus, and private servers, and mostly for now, it's private servers, but of course, I'm going to be trying out Classic Plus when it comes, and looking forward to also doing some stuff about that.
Yeah,
depends on how many, if it's good or not. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Do you doubt that?
A little bit. Maybe more about the bots and RMT and what Blizzard is gonna do with that. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the biggest ones for me when it comes to whether I'm staying there or not. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's a big wild card, right? No one knows if this will be good or not at the end. We all hope, but it's Blizzard, right? Yeah, we never know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's dive into the topic for today. Let's set the scene a little bit. Can you both tell me, maybe we start with Shjelde, how many kids do you have and how old are they right now?
I've got one daughter, and she's 2.5 years old. So yeah, that's it for now. And hopefully also for a little bit longer, even though my wife or fiance, it is, puts the pressure on me. She wants another one. I'm like the one holding back right now.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cajato, how about you?
So I have a daughter. She's 3 years old, and I have a son as well, which was born 3 months ago, actually.
Ooh, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
Wow.
So I have a lot of time now. So,
a lot of free time now, right?
Yeah, I had to send the family out just to be able to be here. So wrap it up. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, same. My wife is also gone with my son right now to go a little bit of shopping, so I have an hour time to record this. We have to get our time straight, right? It's not so easy anymore. And that's something we can just start. How do you manage it right now? I mean, we not only play World of Warcraft, which is extremely time consuming, we also do YouTube videos about it. This is like a second job on top of our normal stuff we have to do, right? How do you manage that, Cajato?
I'm not sure that I do manage it in a good way, to be honest. I think it comes down to you just sleep less in many cases. And the thing is right now that I don't actually have time to play the game. I focus more on doing other stuff, really. The channel, of course, and I have like other projects on the side that I want to spend time on. And which also means that I don't really have the time to do gameplay videos or guides or whatever, stuff like that, because there's no time for me to play the game and make content.
Yeah.
So I've just been focusing on doing whatever I can, basically, with the hours that I have in the week.
Yeah, I feel you. It's the same for me here. Shjelde, how do you do it?
I think I'm a little bit privileged. Got a fiance that is she takes care of a lot of things, especially with my daughter. I also got the family here in town. So my family, my parents, so and my daughter can go visit her grandparents, and yeah, it makes stuff easier, I think. And my wife, she has a lot of fiance, sorry, she has some respect for, you know, this work. We actually talked about this a little bit, that I consider this work as well. So yeah, she gives me room to make my videos and stuff. So usually it's if it's in the middle of the day that a idea pops up, then I go into my computer, I maybe write some stuff down, maybe record a little bit, and then I go be with the family. And once she's put to bed, my daughter is put to bed, that's usually where we talk about whether we want to watch a movie together or do something together. And if not, well, then I have, you know, free time to edit stuff or play the game for that matter as well. But yeah, it does take a lot of time to make stuff, and I've tried to lean away from making scripted videos, because I think that requires a lot more time and a lot more preparation, and it's also kind of a wild card if good scripted video pops off, or if, you know, just a freestyle video might be just as, you know, performed just as well. So sometimes I'm a little bit disappointed with my scripted videos compared to my freestyle videos, which makes me just think that maybe I should just sit there and not prepare so much and just ramble for a couple of minutes and then call it that.
I mean, that can always happen, right? You never know how a video will perform at the end.
Exactly.
We all know that, I think. But that's a good point you said, that you see YouTube a little bit as a job. It's the same for me. I mean, I also have a main job and I do YouTube on the side. And with this, I think it's sort of a legitimation to play World of Warcraft, invest time in it, because it allows me to create videos out of it, which I can monetize. I mean, it takes away a little bit the fun and the hobby side of it, of course. But on the other hand, you have just 24 hours a day, right? So you have to use them. Yeah, it's the same for me here.
Yeah, she definitely have a bigger problem with me playing this much if it wasn't because of this actually, you know, going somewhere in terms of making a little bit of an income. It's not much, but I do make a little bit.
Yeah.
So she actually put a bit of pressure on you, right?
She actually does a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you recording now, babe? Yeah, I'm recording.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No, she's like, you can't play the game because it's fun. You need to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds like she could be your agent as well.
True.
If only she wanted to. It doesn't interest her, sadly.
Oh.
I actually I forced her once to play World of Warcraft, and she got hooked both on Classic and on Turtle WoW, and she leveled Priest both times all the way to level 60. And we also tried a Wrath Lich King server where she made it to level 70 or something, and then she quit. So I've actually made her play the game so she knows the game. But now, since we got our daughter, it's don't have time for, or she don't have time for it that much anymore.
All the way to 60 is really impressive.
True.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
It took a lot of time.
I tried to introduce my wife to World of Warcraft, but she hates it. But she hates video games in general. It's not working for her.
Oh, okay, yeah. We did play some stuff, and I played all of the games with her as well. Do you guys know Orcs Must Die? You know that game?
I have heard of it, yeah.
We played that a lot, actually. me and her.
Yeah, that's good fun.
It's really good fun. Also, there's a small other little game called Overcooked.
Yeah.
Where you run around
that's
and
perfect.
prepare. Yeah,
Party
it's a very
game.
stressful game. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a very stressful game, and you have to prepare food for customers in time, so you can work together as a team and try to prepare and accomplish whatever the goal is in the game. So we did that as well a few times. Quite
Yeah,
fun.
that's a good game for playing with the family, right? Is that something you would
Yeah.
play with your kids too when they get a little bit older?
Absolutely.
With your daughter?
For sure. Yeah, she'll get introduced to World of Warcraft and all this stuff.
Really?
And I hope, yeah, of course, she will. At some point, I'll teach her how to play, video games, and I'll show her daddy's dream work, content creation, and World of Warcraft and stuff. I've spent so many years. I played the game all the way back in vanilla when it came out in 2005 or 4 or whatever it was.
Or I think, yeah,
So,
same.
Big part of my life now.
Yeah, same here, yeah. It's something I'm thinking a lot of because we all know how addictive World of Warcraft can be. So I'm a little bit cautious about when and if I want to introduce my son to it. I mean, as you said, it's the same for me. I love this game, otherwise I wouldn't do content for it. But I'm not sure if I will introduce it to my son and if he will like it. I mean, it's a really old game, right? We don't know if it's something he will be interested in anyway.
No, he'll play Fortnite.
I will never play Fortnite.
I actually played it a little bit.
Really? Did
Yeah,
you like it?
It was when I played it once. It actually in the beginning it was a beta mode, the Battle Royale mode. That was actually not what the game was intended to be when it before it launched. And then they brought out the beta of the Battle Royale thing, and then it got really popular. I played it in the beginning of that, and I played it again once. Yeah, it was the original game, right? It was supposed to build a base and defend it against zombie invasions.
Yeah,
really?
single player or something like that, right? And they changed it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, something against the world or something.
Mm.
And then they made the Fortnite Battle Royale, and then later on they removed because it got out of hand with all the building walls everywhere, and it kind of killed the Battle Royale thing for me because people would just build towers in seconds. It looked ridiculous. And then they brought in the no build mode at some point. So I played that with a couple of friends, and that was actually quite fun because it reminded me more of a normal Battle Royale, like what's it called, Play Unknown and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Cajato, how do you manage it? Will you play World of Warcraft with your kids one day, or video games in general?
I have no idea, man. I think it will be different with the daughter and the son as well. Maybe one of them won't be interested at all, but the other is, or both may be interested, or none of them will be. Super hard to know, really. I think they will be influenced a lot with what we do at home, of course, but also it comes down a lot to the friends they will have, what they do, and so on.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a really interesting thing to think about if the new generations will even be interested in MMOs at all, because it doesn't really cater towards them, I believe. But maybe there will be a shift as well in the scene, so that it will cater more towards them, which is probably what we're seeing with the monetization in a lot of games as well.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just a reaction from the developers and companies. So they will have younger players as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a lot get baited in by mobile games, I can think of. That's what... I don't know if you thought about when you want to buy your kids a smartphone or something like this, or get them access to social media. That's also something I'm thinking, would be the best thing, right? But as you said before, they have friends, and do you want your kid to be the one without a smartphone when everyone else has it? I don't know. That's
I just hope the governments ban all those things, actually, so you don't even have to make a decision on your own. Just get rid of them.
I doubt they will do that, at least in Germany.
There actually was some talk in the media at some point here in Denmark talking about restricting what's it called, social media accounts to younger children by them not being able to sign up to these platforms unless they are of a specific age.
What would the drawback be to not have that? Like, what are they missing out on?
Well, I don't know actually.
There's so many crazy influences out there.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I think it's a good idea to hold off on as long as you can, because they know,
Certain
they know
stuff,
that it's
at
not good for the brain and the creativity and development and stuff like that. So it's probably a good idea to hold off a little bit. But again, it's I don't really have a strong opinion in either direction, to be
Hmm.
honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's also affecting their concentration and their brain, right? That's also something I think Portugal did restrict it to 16 years. But on the other hand, you will always find a way to get through this. I mean, there will be a way to get an account anyway. So I think it will be hard to regulate it. But yeah, it's another topic. But let's go away from social media anyway. Let's go back to gaming. Shjelde, you stream a lot. So how do you do that?
Yeah, it's a lot of planning because I can't really do it when my daughter's home. But I have a work where I work some days and then I have off days. So that also makes it easier to plan out, stuff like that. But yeah, that's one part of it, and the other part of it is, of course, when she's asleep and in bed. Maybe it's if it's my turn to lay her to bed and stuff, and then my wife will listen and take over if I'm streaming, and if I plan on streaming, or else I could do it in the daytime if I'm not at work. So yeah, that's probably how I manage it. But I haven't been streaming for a while now. I want to get back into it. But you're right. It is, whenever you sit down and stream, you can't really create anything else in the meantime. While it's easy to record stuff when you don't have to do voiceover, you could do some B-roll footage or something while playing, which you can't do to the same extent when you're streaming. You're like committed to that in the hours you have.
Yeah, exactly. You can record, you're streaming at the same time, but I mean, you can't edit, you can't create thumbnails, answer comments or something like that, which also takes time. Yeah, streaming is something I got a little bit into on the side right now on Project Ascension. I just stream without mic at the moment on the side when I raid. That means my son is sleeping on the other room with my wife. And if I would talk at the evenings, I would wake him up. So that's not possible to activate my mic at the moment. But it's working out with just showing gameplay at the moment because people want to see Conquest of Azeroth. Probably also depends on the game you're playing right now.
Of course, yeah. Ascension is a hot topic right now. A lot of people are getting a lot of views on all Ascension stuff.
Is it still in the honeymoon phase, or has it decreased in popularity?
Conquest of Azeroth is the best version of World of Warcraft I ever played. I loved this game so much, and it seems like I'm not the only one.
A lot of people are into it. As for me, it's still there are too many menus, and it's leaning too much towards retail-ish.
I think we're in the same boat there.
Yeah. It does for sure. We talked about this already, Shjelde. I mean, it took me a long time to get into this retail-esque version of World of Warcraft, but for me it's worth nowadays because all those new classes and the stuff inside is so good. But yeah, I can understand when people don't like this version of World of Warcraft.
Yeah. I'm playing a ranger. I haven't quit completely, but I'm doing mostly PvP. I already got to, I think I got 75,000 honor, and I'm only in my mid-20s on my ranger. So, completely broken somewhere. But it's, so I'm guessing I can just buy all my epics once I reach level 60. But it is really interesting with the talents. I love the talents. I love all the classes that they brought. There are many things that I like about Ascension, but there are just too many things that I think I dislike about it when it comes to changes that they've made to, the world and stuff in game.
Yeah, I understand you completely.
Do you feel like you miss the real classes or the old classes in that version? Like, even though they have, like, it's super cool to see the new classes, but do you feel like you miss the old ones when playing that?
No,
not necessarily. Not really, no. But it's,
maybe some overlap anyway, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so creative with those classes that I just see it as a different game, I don't see it as classic World of Warcraft. I see it as its own game with Blizzard's assets at the moment, so I don't really miss the other classes inside. You can see inspirations in the classes, yeah, for sure. But the ones I played felt really, really unique and were just fun.
Yeah, that's probably like a complete different game.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. Good approach.
Yeah. A question I want to ask both of you guys. We play mainly on private server. Cajato, you played on Nostrum. We talked when we played there. Now, when Classic Plus comes out, official World of Warcraft, it will be way more people and it will probably be more pressure, I can think of. Is it easier to play on private servers than on official World of Warcraft in our situation?
That's a good question. Like, how do you mean if it's easier?
Easier in sort of, is there less fear of missing out, for example?
It might be. I think it has levels to it and different maybe dimensions or what to call it. I mean, you always play these private servers with a feeling that it can get shut down any day. So you play them more out of pure enjoyment, I think.
Yeah.
While I play on the Blizzard servers, I always have this feeling that I need to get to 60 like yesterday, because if I have 2 hours every night at best, it will take me like half a year to get to 60. And there's so many things that happens during that time that will make me drop off anyway. So it's not, maybe it's easier to play on the private servers, and also because they are much more creative. It's more fun to kind of experience every new thing that you can find in the game, whilst all the Blizzard versions right now is the same ones that we've always played. So it's basically it's not interesting, and it takes a long time to get 60 anyway, or 70, or whatever version you're playing.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I think also that when it comes to the practical stuff, of course, it's harder to get into private servers, because sometimes you need to mod clients, and you need to manually do stuff in order to get the thing going if it doesn't have a launcher and stuff. But
that's very true.
On the other hand, I think that permanence that you get with Blizzard servers is kind of an illusion, in my opinion, because the devs are so bad at communicating what's going to happen with your characters, what's going on, what's going to come, stuff like that. So I end up having that same feeling of, the lack of feeling of permanence, because I don't know if, they introduce the WoW token all of a sudden, and then Classic Plus is going to be dead for me, basically. And stuff like that is a huge deal breaker for me.
Absolutely. I mean, Ascension is the best case for it right now if we compare it to that, because we know it will end with Blizzard going after it, right? I mean, Cajato, you made awesome videos about this where you break down the law cases, and we know it will end. Probably the chances are really high, at least.
Very likely,
and I think it's an illusion to think that the official World of Warcraft servers are in another state, because when we look at the seasonal models there, they also end all the time. There was no permanent server in the last 5 or 8 years, except retail, or even retail with its add-ons. It's also ending after 2 years. So I think it's kind of the same situation for me. It doesn't really matter. There is no permanence, as you said, Shjelde. So I think it's comparable.
Yeah, I agree. I think, that's it's the struggle right now, but that's always been the problem with any MMO, because what if the next expansion comes? What happens to a character? What happens to a progress? That's what I liked about 12. Wow, it felt like they went out of their way to respect your time to much more degree than what I've ever seen any private or Blizzard server ever do. So I think that's also partly what drew so many people in. But we'll see. I think also, just maybe a little bit different topic, but I think the reason why we want Classic and we want all of this, because it was is a massive push right from the community to want this old style MMO, is because of we're getting tired of retail, or maybe tired of the same old systems and borrow power, and in reality I think we crave a new MMO. I think many people actually, maybe not knowingly, but I think a lot of people crave something completely different, a new MMO, but in the spirit of what vanilla World of Warcraft actually was.
But is it because we think it will value our time more because it was like this back in the day, because the player base has just changed?
Maybe you're right. I hope that whenever we get to see a new MMO, be it League of Legends MMO or Scars of Honor or whatever other future MMO comes out, that it'll respect your time, because MMOs are a big time investment, and whenever people feel like it's not the time isn't being respected, and that is, I think that's the gist of it. Like if they don't respect your time, people will probably just get bored, I think.
Yeah, or you have sort of players who are just hardcore, who will play the shit out of it until there is nothing to explore. And then there is the other side of players like us who don't have that time anymore. So we will probably jump off if we can't experience it well enough with that FOMO once again.
I don't know. When I was a child, I couldn't put that many, or younger. What was I? 17 or something when Classic came out, or not Classic, but Vanilla came out, and I wasn't able to put that many hours in. I never got to raid. I never got to experience even 2007. I never got to raid in the Burning Crusade either. But it was actually that drew me even more into the game, me not being able to experience the entire game, having those uncharted areas of the game where I never got to raid Illidan. I think I got into a few raids in TBC. I got into Molten Core back in vanilla, and it was only first in Wrath of the Lich King where a group of friends and we made our own guild, and we actually started putting more time into the game and started raiding a little bit more. So I think I think it can go both ways. I don't think a game should cater to dad gamers or people who don't have the time to be able to invest, because I think that's going to kill the game faster. That's just my opinion, at least. I think it should stay as it is, and it should require a lot of time. And then too bad if we don't have the time for it, because I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. But that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, we have to split up our time, right? Not only with our family and kids and gaming, also with other stuff we want to do. So time is the most valuable thing we have, right?
Of course. I think as long as you can have fun with the game and experience large parts of the game without having to necessarily commit to a very niche part of the game, like raiding, because that really requires a lot of time and a lot of dedication to that specific craft. But if there are other ways to progress, so long as there are different ways to progress your character, I'm fine with missing out on some of that, because I think that's part of it being an MMO is you choose your own path, sort of way, like an RPG.
Or show it to your kids when you show them everything in the world. You can explore it slowly, right? You can show them everything. You can show them how it works. You can experience the world. Your kids will see it for the first time, right? We have seen everything already, but for them, that's the real fresh experience.
They'll have the time. We won't.
And they will have the time. Exactly. Yeah, true. Yeah.
We will force them to grind for us.
Child labor.
Gotta go do daddy's raid now. That's your homework for today.
Yeah, so maybe that second child isn't a stupid idea anyway.
No, got 2 characters going.
Yeah, exactly.
I need more gold. Go.
Yeah. Need more epics. Go farm for daddy.
Another question I'm asking myself sometimes. Do you feel guilty when you play? I mean, even when we say it's a job and something like this, but in the end, it's time we spend for ourselves and not our family. Is that something you feel guilty about?
To some extent, for sure. I always, in the evenings, I have you could say an arrangement, or I always go ask my fiance, is it okay if I play with the boys and sit and have fun, or do we want to watch a movie? And I've told her she has to be honest with me, because women, they can sometimes say stuff that they think would be the most pleasing to you, but I think we have a good open communication in our relationship, and I think that helps a lot with making sure that she doesn't feel like she's being overlooked or something.
How about you, Cajato? How do you handle it?
Well, I usually just sit here during the evenings when the kids are asleep. I think I'm in a similar boat as Shjelde. And you made it sound very beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think just trying to isolate the time during the evenings or nights. And at the same time, it's super important to have your own time as well to do the stuff that you want. So just having a supportive spouse or whatever is very important.
Yeah.
Cool.
And hopefully they have their own interest as well, so you can both do whatever you like at the same time.
And you have to give her the time as well, right? So when she gives you time to do your stuff, you also have to do the same for her.
Yeah. If you have one kid, it's also much easier, because one person can always take that one kid, but it's much more difficult to have 2 kids.
True.
So,
I believe that.
So that's when the evenings really is the only time when it actually works out.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then they start to wake each other up in the night screaming, and you have to put 2 kids to bed again and start the whole ritual of putting them to sleep again. I can just imagine.
It's lovely.
One of the reasons why I've been holding off a little bit.
Same.
Then my daughter is a little bit older. Yeah.
It's also a cost factor, right? I mean, childs are really, really expensive. Not only for time, also money.
Yeah. Did you say alts or did you say kids?
It's kind of the same thing, though.
Yeah. True. Very expensive.
Both of us, we probably don't sleep so much anymore. But is there something else you had to say no for your kids and for gaming? Is there something you had to stop, like other hobbies? How often do you see friends, or is there something else?
Well, of course, like going out and things gotta be more arranged and coordinated. I think that's just part of dad life and parent life in general. But I don't actually think it is what you make it to be, kind of. And I think a lot of modern parents, they stress a lot about parenting and wanting to do everything correctly and wanting to do everything perfectly. And I think that can stress people out and take away of your freedom too much. And I think just worrying less about that, and if I just think about my own parents, how many times they fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not, we don't want to, we want to be relaxed about it, and we don't necessarily have to entertain our daughter constantly. We're trying to teach her to also be able to play with her toys. Ask her, well, go to your room. You gotta teach them that, because they're getting used to being entertained by their parents constantly, and it's harder to teach them to be self-sufficient when it comes to sitting down and playing with their toys and stuff like that.
And not with a smartphone.
And not with smartphone, no.
Absolutely. Yeah, parenting is a own topic for itself, right? It's super hard, and there are so many different perspectives on it. But I totally agree with you here. You said something about how your parents fucked up, and I mean that's something we all experience nowadays. What did you do differently than your own parents did with your screen time? How was it when you were younger, and how do you do it nowadays?
There were screens when we were young, was it?
There were no screens.
I mean, I had a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo and stuff like that, so I don't know about you.
I was introduced to computers when I was 10, 12 or something. And my stepfather, by the time, he bought a PC for himself, and the first game I played was called Jetpack, I think.
Never heard of that.
Just check. Okay, but it's a game where you fly around on it's like a very pixely game. You could create your own maps, and it's like a obstacle map, sort of, where you have to pick up some green stuff, frogs, whatever it was, and then you continue to the next map. And it was very 2D game. That was my first introduction to video games, I think. And then he bought me a PC, and we played together. So I had a kind of a nice, introduction to gaming. I think it wasn't really restricted to that degree, I think.
I think it was my brothers, actually, my older brothers, who got me into gaming. I remember when I was 4 or 5, I got to borrow one of their Amigas or whatever it was, and I remember actually toasting the thing. It started smoking, and after that I just played on different Nintendo platforms like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, a lot of Mario games. Don't really remember the first PC, but it was an IBM with some Intel Pentium processor in the younger teens, I believe. And at the same time, you got the broadband and everything. So it was a good time, and it's also a very fun thing to have been a part of the entire evolution of the technology itself and gaming and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
we
at the
have
same
seen
time,
a lot,
even
right?
though, we've seen a lot. To kind of connect to the question regarding the kids, we are quite restrictive, I would say. There are some routines during the day where we really want them to go well, like, toothbrushing or whatever, which is super boring for the daughter. So during toothbrushing, we allow her to watch something during those 2 minutes, right? And just kind of try to keep it like that and not really watch so much else during the day. And to be honest, we really try to encourage doing other stuff instead, trying to be creative and learn stuff. I think we're doing as good as we can, be restrictive. But at the same time, there's a lot of good stuff as well that's very educational. So maybe it just comes down to watching that screen, because sometimes you really feel that after a good while they've been watching, it really turns their temper or mood in a bad way. So that makes you think the next time they want to watch, like, how did it go last time? Was it a good experience after you sat down and watched this for an hour or two? Or so it's like, it depends on the day.
Yeah, and what you show them or let them watch, right? As you said. So it's a really good point. There are all good things you can show them or play with them together. There is a lot of gamification. It's sort of the same concept as you could also use games to teach them stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that will be very much more natural in a couple of years, maybe, because now it's like it's only about the screen itself. You can see they are completely out of focus. You can't really connect with them. They're so deep down in the whatever it's being shown on the screen. But in a couple of years,
when they are older,
I truly believe you can have really a lot of fun together.
Yeah, my daughter, she gets to see, TV, and she gets to sit sometimes on my lap at the computer and watch, I got 2 monitors. So on the second monitor, she'll be watching some Disney, YouTube,
they love that.
something. Yeah, they love that. But she also she can maybe sit here for half an hour, watch a show of something, and she'll get bored. And she'll say, Dad, I want to go down and play now. And
but that's good.
That's perfect. So she we let her down, or I let her down, and she plays with her toys instead. So it's like we talked about it in the beginning of restricting her TV time, but now more or less I think it comes quite naturally. She just doesn't want to sit and watch for a really long time. She gets bored, and you can feel it, and I can feel it when I sit with her on my lap. So she gets what's it called, a little bit hyper, you could say. She moves around a lot, and then I know, okay, now it's time. She's been sitting too much. Now it's time to maybe turn it off and ask her if she wants to go and play with her toys or something, and she usually just says yeah.
Awesome. You have to balance it out, right?
I think so, yeah.
Great. Okay, I would like to come to an end because my son and wife will come home soon. So we have to wrap it up a little bit now.
For sure.
Is there something you want to talk about right now? One more topic?
I think it's important to find like similar people or players to play with that are in similar situations.
True. Good
Because
point, yeah.
if you play these servers, for example, and you feel like you're in a rush to the end game, you will never enjoy yourself. But instead, find a guild with people like you, and you will enjoy it much more. And there's so many other games out there as well. So I mean,
I actually have a very controversial take on that, but I'll let you finish, Cajato.
No, go ahead right now.
Because I discussed this with a friend of mine who's also a dad, and we started off joining a dad guild in Classic. That was back in 2020 or something. And we joined this dad guild, and it was fine because we connected with the guys there, and of course everything was cool when in the chat and in the guild chat. We liked that, we preferred that. But when it came to raiding and our progress, it was like we weren't getting anywhere. It's like, so then we decided to, okay, let's quit this guild, give another guild a try. And I suggested, in the end, maybe we'll save time joining an extremely hardcore guild. So we actually did that. It required a lot of preparation, but all of our raids was done in like 20 minutes. So we ended up with more free time because we didn't have to spend all those 3 hours sitting in Molten Core or Blackwing Layer trying to progress, because it freed up so much more time actually. Joining a hardcore guild, it required more preparation, but once you had that going and you got your flask and you got your potions and all of that was sorted, and the guild would even help you with that. It was actually easier in the end, or time saving, you could say. Not easier, but it was saving time being in a hardcore guild. So I know it's a very different take, but I'm leaning towards that.
Enjoy your leveling and then just join as speedrunning.
And then go hardcore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Enjoy your
it's
leveling, nice and easy. Once you hit level 60, if you're that, join a hardcore raiding guild. Not necessarily. I'm not actually that much into raiding, to be honest. For me, raiding is just something to get gear, to get it over with. I enjoy my time when I'm doing PvP mostly. That's joining battlegrounds and duels and stuff like that. I love that.
I mean, you're a competitive person, Shjelde, right? So this is also what you transfer to raiding. So you want to have it done quick so you can do your other stuff, right? I think.
Well, true. True.
I can completely agree with that because I experienced the same ways. I was also in that guilds, and nowadays I look for semi-hardcore guilds. So I don't want the absolute min-max sweats, because they are too annoying for me. But I also want the raids to be done effective, because then you got more time on the end, right? For other stuff, it's the same mindset. So I can absolutely agree with you there. But Cajato has also a good point for this, because not everyone is like us here. Not everyone wants that competitive. Some people just want to have fun, right? So for them, raiding is 3 hours in, and they enjoy that to talk with other people. And for dads who get this time once a week or once a month, maybe that's a good experience for them as well.
Yeah. And to the point of that, I'm actually taking it very, very slow leveling on Octowao, because I'm twinking at every bracket. I'm just leveling to level 39, and then I pause my experience. I do a lot of PvP, some battlegrounds, trying to get some better gear on my characters, do a few dungeons here and there, and then I leveled up 2 now. I got a hunter and a paladin. I want to level up a shaman to level 39 as well. And then I move to the end of the next bracket, do a tons of PvP on the way up, leveling through battlegrounds and twinking my character a little bit on the way. Not like going all in on twinking, but just, having those breaks in the leveling process and just enjoying, the dungeons at that level, enjoying the PvP at that level. I think it's really, really a lot of fun.
I hope so much that when Classic Plus comes out, that we can play PvP together for once in arena or something like this.
Yeah, man. Would be awesome.
I would really love to try that out.
I know you got some experience from playing a lot of arena, right? In TPC.
Yeah.
wider.
BBC
Yeah.
and also Dragonflight, and I played a lot of Arena
Oh, really?
and World of Warcraft back in the days, and sort of good. I was really good. I have a little bit of a competitive history also in other games, but yeah, that's maybe a topic for another podcast episode.
Yeah.
For now,
Yeah.
I want to thank both of you so much for talking with me here in this episode. I really enjoyed this talk. I like to wrap it up with a closing question. Shjelde, you got this question already, so Cajato is the one I'm asking this now. Is there someone you would like to see next on this podcast here, a creator or someone else around the World of Warcraft universe?
Yeah, that's a fun question. I'm gonna answer something that I know Shjelde will approve, I think. Maybe try to get General Apple in here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm watching a lot of General Apple videos right now, actually.
Chief Rocky also mentioned him already.
Yeah, if you want a second opinion, maybe Dookie Gaming also seems like a very chill, down-to-earth dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there you have two.
All right.
General Apple you'll get the raw truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm German.
Yeah,
I'm
you-
direct. That's fine for me.
Yeah,
I
so,
have
and
no
he was very
problem with
direct as well. So.
that.
Yeah, you
No,
won't
he's-
have to
he's-
prepare any question.
All right. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interview
I
you.
have to see. Where can people find you, and what are you working on right now? As my last question for both of you.
You go ahead, Cajato.
I go ahead. So it's just Cajato on YouTube. I have a Twitch channel as well, but I never use it, so only YouTube. I try to do a lot of different stuff. I think I'm experimenting, but it's mostly news right now, which is working the best for me. So just trying to cover like all MMO stuff, really. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, of course, me is only YouTube as well. And yeah, it's just everything classic plus, private servers, and stuff like that. That is basically what I'm all about, doing guides, discussions, videos, all kinds of different stuff.
All right. Then go to both of those guys, subscribe at their channels. They do great content. And thank you so much for having this podcast with me here.
Thank you
Such
for
an
letting
honor,
us.
actually.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
To be
Thanks
here
for
with
being-
two legends.
You
I'm
are
here
a
with two
legend.
legends.
Such an
You
honor,
both are
really.
legends.
Thank you so much.
You are
Such a
legends.
privilege.